All right, good morning, everyone. We had 8:30 high impact news. So this is the CPI candle. Honestly, this was a perfect full port candle. I hate to say it, but just the fact that there was no huge wick on the bottom. I mean, you could have easily placed the order on this and you would have made a lot of money. Easily. Either a lot of money or just quick money because you could have also scalped it. Yeah, huge move up. And let's see what zones we have. There's this daily supply zone up here on NASDAQ. Let's go down to the 4 hour time frame. I was looking at the charts earlier, and honestly, the main zone I'm really focused on, if we do go up higher, is going to be this 90-minute supply zone that I think will push past if the buying is strong at this level. And this area is just, I think it's very important. If you look at price around this area, it's rejected it many times. Just because we've rejected it though doesn't mean I think we'll reject it again. Honestly, I think we'll push past it, but we'll see what happens. We'll see. These wicks over here as well, I'm going to mark it as liquidity the highest point. So I'm thinking if price closes above 128, I think it'd be a good long to at least 278. And honestly, this gives us a really good move. I mean, I'm not going to be aiming for the whole move. Most likely, I'll just aim for 200 ticks or 50 points. So, yeah. Anyways, there's a 4 hour demand zone down here as well. So I think if we reject this area up here, which there is a high chance of it, me personally, I don't think it is, but we'll see what happens. We'll see. If we do reject this area, I think targeting this 4 hour demand zone is gonna be a good target. If you look at this area as well, it's just been the bottom of the range. Boom. You know what? Now that I look at this as well, we're on top of the range. So that just shows me we're definitely at an area of interest. So I think today is going to be a pretty good day to trade. We also have high impact 10 a.m. news. Okay. And I'm also going to check back here to see if there's more zones. There's not really. This also looks like a 1 hour demand zone. And it looks like this was created yesterday at market open. Honestly, yesterday, if you didn't trade the first 15 minutes, you probably either scalped or you probably got chopped up because the volume yesterday just died after the first 15 minutes, which is fine, right? If you held the trade. And this reminds me of like all time highs price action. Like, I'm low key hoping we don't go up just so like we don't get too close to all time highs. But it's bound to happen. Oh yeah, I don't see anything else. I was gonna say this looks like another 90-minute supply zone. I mean, like I could mark it, but I could mark it. It's just it kind of got chopped on over here on the 50% line. But but what I see is just it didn't close outside of the zone. So maybe if it closes above 0.20, it'll actually push up. But honestly, nah, I'd rather wait for it to push past this and then tap this 90-minute zone up here. Unless there's a zone right here. Yeah, there's not. Okay. Nothing much, nothing much. I mean, like, if this candle here closed out strong, could have definitely been a zone, but it's just not strong. Another thing I'm seeing right now is this pre-market range right here that the news broke to the upside. What I could see happening is a continuation higher, or if it pulls back, I want to see a bounce around the 920s. And I mean, this could be a 45-minute supply zone. So I'm actually going to mark it down. Even though it got ran through, I think it could get retested. Let me see how it looks. Yeah, I like this 45-minute zone. Even though we broke past it, the reaction back here, to me, it just validates the zone even more. And I think if we pull back here, we could potentially bounce off of it. This is a 90-minute zone. This is also a 30-minute supply zone up here. I'm not going to mark it since I already have a 90-minute supply zone around the same area. Okay. Yeah, down to the 15-minute. Don't see much. Okay, I mean this is, what am I saying? This looks like a gap over here that has not been filled. Oh, actually it did get filled. I'm lying. Yeah, it got filled and then we rejected it. That's good to know. Okay. So basically at this wick here, there's really nothing, especially since it gapped down. I mean, like, technically it wasn't fully filled on a smaller time frame, but I mean, I think if we break the highs, we'll easily come up to the 80s. So I'm not going to worry about it. This looks like it could be kind of a 5-minute demand zone. Oops. Okay. Yeah, I think this is it for my zones. I like the zones today on NASDAQ. I think they look clean. Alright, now I'm going to look at US 30. Yesterday it also pushed up higher. I'm pretty sure, yeah, US 30 is right at all-time highs. Yeah. I was gonna say it sucks, but I mean, NASDAQ looks fine. So I'm not too worried. Also, something with US 30 is just This area that it's at right now, we've been rejecting a lot, so it could go down from here. If it does go down from here, then I would watch this whole range here. Four-hour demand zone at the bottom of the range. This wick here is all-time highs, so I'm just gonna mark it out blue just so I know it's there. This also looks like a 3-hour supply zone up here, which on the bigger time frames we haven't closed above the 50% line. We're kind of just rejecting it. I mean, but market open could easily pass. What am I saying? It could easily pass past it. Does that make sense? I don't think I'm wording that right. You guys know what I'm saying though. I think market open we could definitely push up way higher. Damn, even the CPI candle on US 30 was a pretty good full port candle. Kind of. It's only 200 points. Maybe the move was bigger on NASDAQ. Alright, let me focus back on the zones. Okay, 2-hour time frame. Don't really see much. Yeah. I mean, just looking at the charts on US 30, I think NASDAQ looks better. Unless US 30 goes down. If US 30 goes down, then we might have some zones could trade. Okay. Yeah, I'm not seeing much. Alright, I like this move here. This 15-minute demand right here that the news created. I think it looks clean. Is it the best one? Not really. But it's the only thing that's there. Even on the 15-minute time frame, you can see this area here we've rejected a couple of times. Again, usually when we reject an area, we're more likely to break past it. So, I mean, I think once a 5-minute candle closes at least above 875, which is honestly just very close to all-time highs, I think it would be a good long. The only thing is that there just has to be a lot of volume for it to continue to push higher. So if I take a long, I wouldn't want it to slow down right after touching all-time highs. I would want to see, a crazy push up or something. I want to see how this looks on a 1-minute time frame. Yeah, I mean, it's just, I don't know, it's kind of too early to tell, especially since this right here is just a news candle. I would just stay on a bigger time frame. But yeah, or honestly, I would look at this at 9:15. If this 9:15 candle closes above 8:11, I think the market open could be a strong push up. And that's it for my zones on US 30. There's really not much, but what I do see on US 30 is kind of a lot of consolidation. And we're also still at this pre-market range here. Like, news tried wicking out of it, but it did not close out of it. So I also look for that with the open on US 30 if it breaks this pre-market zone. Yeah, now that I'm done drawing out the zones, I'm just gonna do support and resistance really fast. Good morning. What you do when the market already broke out Friday news? Not sure. I'm just waiting for the market to open to see how it reacts to the zones. I was originally expecting a deep retracement into the 4 hour gap, but now I'm not so sure. Yeah, I didn't know it was bullish, but a lot of CPIs are going to be bullish. Even if you look at all the CPIs last year, most of them were a huge move up. So keep that in mind throughout the year. Hello, what's your bias for today? Honestly, I don't want to create a bias, but I'm pretty bullish on the day. But I just have to keep in mind that we are at an area where price has rejected before many times. So even though I'm bullish, I have to keep in mind that I could short as well. Do I use TradeSync? No. No, I don't. I've used it before. I tried it, but when I was trying out TradeSync, that first week I tried it out, I just had two mess ups. Like TradeSync mess up twice in a week. I don't know if it was me or TradeSync, but trading TradeSync, it gives me anxiety. Like I have to stress over, man, like did all the counts enter? Like is there slippage? Is a TradeSync working? So my experience with TradeSync has not been good, but it's gonna be different for everyone. You know, I know most people though have had issues with it before. Well, that's gonna be with every TradeSync, so it doesn't. It really doesn't matter. The cool thing about TradeSync, I will say, is their whole platform. I think the idea of it is cool. I think the really cool thing is like their picture you take with the P&L and it looks like a certificate kind of, and like it lists all of your accounts. I think that's cool. But just a copy trader, just I don't know. I don't like it personally. If it didn't mess up, then like I would love it. I love it. But just the fact that it messed up a couple times in a matter of a week, I don't know. It's a risk. So now what I do is just I copy trade on Tradeovate, or what is it called? The X platform on TopStep and I just enter separately for each prop firm. So it's honestly up to the trader, and up to your experience. Okay, I'm not seeing much. Not much support and resistance around this area. Alright, I think that's it for my NASDAQ. I'm going to look at US 30 and do the support and resistance on it, which there's not going to be much because we're right at all time highs. I don't know, US 30 so far is looking bearish to me just because it keeps rejecting this area here. But that could change very quickly. I mean, once I see a candle close above 820s, automatically all time highs taken. And that's that. And I don't know about you guys, but my experience last year trading all time highs was not that pretty. It wasn't. Even the trades that I would get into in all-time highs. It was just like very low volume. Okay. Another thing I'm just telling myself is like a lot of people are expecting a crazy move because there was CPI, but the market could easily be choppy today, just like yesterday. So I got to keep that in mind as well. Yeah, that's it for US 30. I want to see where VWAP is. We're chopping up on VWAP on US 30. And then we were chopping up on VWAP the whole night. Usually, this is a sign that New York session is going to be choppy. That's just what I've seen. It could be different with the news breaking out of it. We are far away from VWAP, which I think is good, but the market could easily open up and come right to VWAP, back to this pre-market range. If market comes back to this pre-market range, then I'm really not going to have a good trade opportunity. So, yeah. Honestly, I'm now looking at Nasdaq. I'm only going to trade it if it goes up. If it goes down, there has to be good volume, and I want to see it at least get below 874. Because I do have this 45-minute area, but there's also VWAP right here. I don't like taking trades near VWAP unless we like respected it or something, but it's usually tough. Usually it kind of chops up at it. So unless we get way past VWAP down here, then I would look for a trade. Let's see, we got 8 more minutes. So check this Trump tracker. What the heck? President out of town travel, site visit, and planned tour at Ford Rogue Complex. 12:30 p.m. and public remarks to the Detroit Economy Club at 2 p.m. I mean, I don't think that's gonna move the market too much. Unless he talks about, something that's actually very important that would affect the markets. All right, now I'm just waiting. Let's see what happens. I see a guy on Twitter, 50 plus accounts having success. I definitely have to try it out. Yeah, for sure. But if you trade multiple accounts, um, you definitely gotta be on top of your shit. Gotta make sure you just gotta be on top of it. Like you gotta respect your daily loss limit. You gotta make sure your strategy works, your plan works. Because trading that much of accounts, or honestly, you could trade them differently each. But yeah, I know. I'm telling you, the crazy traders are all on Twitter. Like, if you guys don't be on Twitter and you're a trader, you're missing out on like crazy traders. Every time I scroll on Twitter, there's always like a crazy trader getting payout. All the nerds are on Twitter, if you guys didn't know. One of his granddaughter has a YouTube and she vlogs going on trips with him. You think Secrecy Service has who the traitor? Are we talking about Trump? I don't know. I feel like they are the IG version of trading futures. Yeah, IG, Instagram, and Twitter trading space, two different things. Two different things. Like Instagram, you'll see Miami, right? But on Twitter, you'll see the real trading. You'll see the real nerds on Twitter. Oh, Trump. I mean, yeah, probably for sure. I mean, I bet the what is it called? The security on his family like has to be on top of everything. I mean, especially if she vlogs, if she vlogs that, yeah. Maybe not Secret Service, but for sure, like a good security team. All right, 4 more minutes. And looking at this 90-minute zone here, if I look at this on a 1 minute time frame, I can see that there is clearly like a fake out to the upside right here. So that makes me kind of lose trust in the zone for taking longs around this area here. I don't think this is going to be my trade here. I think it could be a very good trade. I just don't trust the zone too much. So I rather wait for it to tap this 90-minute supply zone up here and see how that plays out. How far away is it? Let's see. It's also just not that far away either. We could easily get there with market open. Your screen isn't clear, full to watch. Yeah, if you go on my channel, there's a landscape version of the stream. Some people just like it vertical, so I have both. And then if price goes down to where VWAP is, I do have a zone here that the news already broke past. So what I'm thinking is just we should bounce off of VWAP, right? But if we don't, then I'm gonna wait for it to get lower, all the way down here to 875, and then see if it will actually push lower. And then this 875 level is also kind of that pre-market range, the bottom of it. I mean, also usually I think if it gets below 916, it should it should go way lower, but I just don't want to take a trade that's too close to price. And then with US 30, I think once it touches this 15-minute zone, we could either bounce off of it or break past it. All right, 15 more seconds for market open. I'm looking more at NASDAQ. I'm going to be honest. Kind of want to see it retest VWAP and see if we bounce off of it. Okay, there's the bounce off of VWAP. Now I want to see it break past the 020s up here. I definitely don't want to see it like stay within this area that it's in. Let's see how big this is. Okay. Okay, there we go. I like US 30. Oh my gosh, my charger just fell. That sounded loud. US 30, I like how it retested up here in this area and rejected it. Now what I want to see is a continuation lower. If it happens. US 30's back to VWAP. Looks like it bounced off of this 15-minute demand zone. NASDAQ looks like it's kind of struggling so far, so I'm hoping more volume kicks in. Okay, here's US 30 going back down. I think if US 30 pushes past 670, I think it'd be a good short. But so far the opening on today, at least for the first 5 minutes, hasn't been too crazy. To be honest, on Nasdaq it looks kind of like low volume. So hopefully that changes. And I think the latest I'll stay on for a trade is probably 10 a.m. Like if I don't see it make a really good move by 10 a.m., probably won't trade today. Let's see though, because US 30 is getting close to breaking lower. or breaking out of this pre-market range. To me, I think US 30 looks bearish. I'm just kind of waiting for confirmation to take shorts. I think a good confirmation would just be at least a 1 minute candle close below 686. Okay, it's pushing lower. I definitely want to wait for at least the candle to close, especially since it's been a slower open. And then if it does close below 685, I want to see a retest. Okay, that's a nice push down. I want to see it close out strong. Okay, I like this candle close. Still hasn't retested, but I'm going to take shorts here on US 30. 41. Put my stop loss at 691. So risking about 250 here. We're also at a 45-minute demand zone, so it could bounce from here. Definitely want to see it push lower past 624. Yeah, I want to see this 5-minute close below 624. Okay, I like the candle close. Could be stronger though. Let me see how big the opening range is on NASDAQ. I mean, compared to yesterday, the opening range is pretty small on NASDAQ. Or smaller. But I think if the 15-minute candle closes above 0.20 on NASDAQ, it'll definitely push up to the 80s. Okay, I want to see US 30 break the lows now, so I'm actually going to break even. So, yeah, I got stopped out break even. It looks like it's bouncing off of this 45-minute demand zone. The only way I would short US 30 again is if this 5-minute closes out below 625, then I would short it again. But I don't know, I would want to see better volume for sure. Same thing with NASDAQ. I mean, I want to see it close above 0.20. Then from there, I'll have a good trade opportunity up here at this 90-minute demand zone. Oh, okay. The shorts are coming in now. That was a crazy wick, too. Damn. Let's see. We got one more minute. Even the move on NASDAQ for shorts was very fast, very spiky. I'm looking more at damn, I'm stuttering. What is this called? US 30. I think it's moving a bit more cleaner. It's definitely a little bit choppy, but It's moving cleaner. Even the 15-minute candle closed out stronger. I'm going to try out shorts on US 30. Put my stop loss at 631. Okay, it's moving good so far. I'm also almost at a break even. I'm gonna break even around 532. Yeah, I'm gonna break even here. Gonna wait and see how this 5-minute candle closes. I'm watching this level here. There's a white line. And I'm gonna take profit here. Trailing it. Yeah, I got out of that. That was good. Oh my god, let me take out this order. Alright, that was really good. I'm not gonna lie, like my heart beating. I don't even know why. I don't even know why. And the crazy thing, I think US 30 could go lower. I'm just taking profit because of the consistency rule, but I honestly think let me zoom out. Let me zoom out first. Like it could bounce around this area, but it's also just I think it could go back all the way down to this to the 100s, to this 4-hour demand zone. That's what I'm thinking. But it really depends, you know? Because the opening was kind of weak. So. But that was it for me. I'm done before 10 a.m. again. Nah, but I'm going to stick around for a bit, though. And chat. I'm also going to have to journal soon. I forgot to journal yesterday on stream. but I did it later in the day. Today though, I'm gonna do it on stream. Yeah, that was a perfect take profit. I would say it was a perfect entry. Both trades were good. Even though the first one was break even, still would have played out, I think. It would have played out perfectly. I'm trying to, cause where was yeah, my first entry 641. Let me erase these. Yeah, the first entry would have played out perfect. Perfect. But I decided to break even since it was failing to break past the zone. But once I broke even, it didn't mean I was wrong. I just wanted to read the price action. What I saw was, I saw a retest, right? Like up here, we had a 1 minute candle close below the zone, but we never really retested it until over here. I mean, we barely retested it, but it's not always going to be perfect. That's why I went shorts again. And also, another reason I went short was, look at the pre-market range. That was the pre-market range breakout. Another thing for shorts was a 15-minute time frame. 15-minute candle closed out very strong. If you look at NASDAQ, didn't really close out strong, right? But if you look at US 30, it closed out outside of this pre-market range, and it also closed out below this 50% line. That's also why I took a short. And I took profit down here for the main reason of the consistency on these funded accounts. Do I think it's going to go lower? Yes. But I also think it could slow down again like it did yesterday. But the shorts look strong. They've been strong for a while, so it could definitely continue for a bit. I mean, also, if you look at the bigger time frame, the next support / resistance area is where we're at right now. Could bounce off of here, but if we break past it, I think the next stop could be around 350. And if we break past 350, I think the next stop could be down here, 270. And then eventually, if we keep going lower, it could go all the way down to the 100s, to this 4-hour demand zone. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. I mean, I'm already done. I'm not going to plan out another trade. Just saying what I think. And I'm glad the copy trader didn't mess up like yesterday. Do you like using TradingView? Yes. Yeah, I love TradingView. Even though I don't like to trade on it, I hate trading on TradingView. If you've traded on TradingView, you know what I'm talking about. It's just laggy. The entries are a bit slower, so there's like spreads on it. I don't know. Trading on TradingView is rough, but charting on it is top tier. I mean, the time frames, you don't really get that anywhere else. Maybe on Thinkorswim, right, for options. The tools that you have, don't really see that anywhere else. What else? The indicators. I mean, you could do just so much on TradingView. Also, another reason I was bearish on US 30 was, if you zoom out again on the 15-minute time frame, we were rejecting these highs up here. When the market opened up, we retested this on the 5 minute time frame. We retested this area right here. Right here. Right when the market opened up. And then again, we rejected it. So, and then not only did we reject it, we also broke structure right here to the downside. So, I think the shorts were pretty clear. And like I said this morning, even though like I kind of thought the longs were gonna come in, I also wanted to keep in mind that it could short. So I didn't stick to a daily bias, because the daily bias just kind of blinds me sometimes. Again, maybe it's just me, but maybe it's also because if I create daily bias, it's like my ego kind of sticks to it, you know? So that's why I don't like to do daily bias. Also, I never even checked where are like London highs, London lows. Oh, okay. Asia lows are down here. So most people are probably going to target these 845s, Asian lows. Well, Nasdaq looks rough. I mean, damn. Another hint for Nasdaq being choppy was, and I said it as well, I see it almost not every day, but almost every week you will see something like this, where even before the market opens up, there's going to be a hint to whether it'll be choppy or not with New York open. My hint that it was going to be choppy today was the pre-market price action over here and how it reacted to VWAP, this white line here. Usually, like, if it's a really good trending day, the pre-market session will react to VWAP in a very smooth way. But with Nasdaq, when it does this, when we chop through VWAP like this, it normally continues during New York session. And that's kind of what's happening now. We're not chopping up on VWAP, but if this news candle wasn't a thing, we'd be chopping up on VWAP right now. Because we've barely moved. Yeah, US 30. I mean, it could come back up here, retest this area and reject it, but look at the 1 minute time frame. I mean, it kind of slowed down. So, I don't know. I'm glad I got out of the trade when I did. And you might think like, oh, I had a level here at the 80s, so I sold it there. My only level was this white line over here. That's when I started to trail my profit, and I took profit around there. I didn't have, a strong zone. It was just a white line. We can't see your chart and trading view. My bad. I was doing it on the left side, and like the other live stream side on the landscape one. My bad. I didn't know you could use 5 minis on a 50K account. Yeah, that's gonna be your average. But with Apex 50K accounts, you could actually use 10 contracts, which is insane. Usually it's like 10 contracts for, a 150K account or a 100K account. But no. Apex, they want you to gamble. They do. And that's funny because I actually passed my account with 10 contracts. That's how I passed these accounts. The way I passed these Apex accounts, I slapped on 10 contracts on NASDAQ and then I got 60 ticks. So I passed all these accounts with the tiniest move ever. And it was like a really volatile day. So like 60 ticks was like very small, very small. Like it's 50-50, you either blow it or you pass it. So why not get over it quick, especially since it's 1 day pass. Today was so simple and clean. Yeah, especially if you trade US 30. I mean, if you traded NASDAQ, I don't know. You probably got faked out to the longs. If you're like a breakout trader. It's also just right at VWAP. So I wouldn't be surprised if it chops all day. 10 is crazy. Yeah, it is. I like to. What's. Let me see. That's $50 per tick. Yeah, that's what 10 contracts is. $50 a tick. Or $200 per point. Retracing now to continue the shorts later. Yeah, for sure. On US 30. I'm not sure about NASDAQ. I think NASDAQ could go either way. I was gonna see if there's any high impact news tomorrow. Let's see. Wednesday. Okay, Wednesday there's more 8:30 news, PPI. PPI is not good to gamble on, not gonna lie. PPI is really hit or miss. Sometimes it has a very huge wick. Most of the time it also just barely moves. Like CPI is the best news. If you want a huge move or something. Another good news is just tariffs. Anything related to tariffs, we've seen it multiple times with Trump. Yo, I remember when he announced the tariffs for the first time. Craziest move down. Crazy. And the worst thing is that move down happened like the last 30 minutes of market open. It's like I didn't capitalize anything on it. I just watched it later on in the day. NASDAQ looks like it's finally catching up, breaking down to the downside. But to me, NASDAQ is still in this pre-market range. So I think it could still chop up. But if it picks up volume, it could easily fall way lower. And then also with NASDAQ, if it does get below this pre-market range, if we do break out to the downside, I think the next stop could be this 4-hour demand zone, which is also at the bottom of this 4-hour range that we've been in since since last week. So we'll see. I'm not trying to predict anything, but I could see that happening. We love tariffs, yeah. Especially because it's kind of always bearish news. Trump is speaking today. Yeah, he is around. I know he speaks at 2 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, 2 p.m. Eastern. Says he delivers remarks on the Detroit Economic Club. No clue what that is, but NASDAQ's retesting this opening range. If NASDAQ comes back to the opening range, honestly, I think it'll be a ranging day throughout the whole day. Yo, how are we doing this morning? I'm doing good. Like, I woke up at 4:30, worked out, cold shower, like locked in. I'm locked in. I'm getting this 40K payout. That's how locked in I am. I'm focused. Up 500 on 20 accounts. That's a 10K bag. Yeah, base hits. Base hits will definitely add up with these accounts. Slow and steady wins the race. That's what I keep telling myself. All right, I'm gonna journal now before I forget. Let me move this. Okay. All right, let's see. I took 2 trades. So, first trade was entered shorts around 641. Okay, boom. And then I had a 50-point stop at the 91s. I was targeting 100 points, but I got hit break even. And, now that I look at the trade, I did break even very early, but it was for a reason. And the reason was just because it kind of looked like we were bouncing off of this 45-minute zone. So I didn't want it to bounce off of this area and then my my stop loss get hit. So I was like, you know what, let me break even here. It's not an emotional break even. It was a break even for an actual reason. So I'm not mad at this break even trade. My second trade was not too long after that. It was shorts at 581. Let me move this. Stop loss was at 31s, 50-point stop. And then the target was around 100 ticks or 100 points. Yeah, which I closed it out at 86. Wait. Yeah, 80. That don't make sense. Oh, no, it does. My bad. So I actually closed out around here. 95 points. Okay. Not horrible. All right, let's see. So I'm going to screenshot this on the 1 minute and the 5 minute. I'm also going to put on the spreadsheet. I was thinking about doing on a spreadsheet every Saturday, and that way I'll actually review all of my trades, but it was kind of a hassle doing it, all the trades on Saturday, because I had to redraw the zones. It was a mess. So I'm just going to do it today. I just have to fix the spreadsheet so it looks a bit better. This was also my first day ever trading caffeinated. I had Starbucks this morning. I don't know about you guys, but I just had a fear, not even a fear. I didn't really like to do much before trading, if that makes sense. But this morning I did a lot, so I got coffee, and it's not like I had the jitters or I had a coffee buzz, so it didn't really affect me. But yeah, do you guys like to drink coffee before trading or after trading? Or while you're trading? I would like to know. Okay, this trade was... Let me fix this first. What am I doing? Okay, boom, I'm doing this. Okay, it's perfect. All right. This trade was, I would say it was a 15-minute. The first one was definitely a 15-minute zone breakout. $15-minute breakout. I'm doing it in the wrong part. It's on this side. Yeah. Oh, this was my second short breakout of the year. 15-minute zone short breakout. First trade, time of the entry was 9:38 a.m. I would say that's pretty on schedule. Usually take a trade around that time. Even yesterday, I think my trade was at 9:32. Second trade was a 45-minute short breakout. And the time of entry was 9:46. 9:46 trades or trades after the first 15 minutes are only going to work out if there is good volume, which if you look at US 30, it had way better volume than NASDAQ. Like if you look at it on the 15-minute time frame, NASDAQ and US 30, the 15-minute candle close was way stronger on the US 30. That's why I traded it and not NASDAQ. Points and ticks into profit. 0 for the first one. For the second one, I'm going to say 100 points. Stop loss was 50 points. 50 points. I'm also going to add a column at the end that says NQ. Oh gosh, paste. That says NQ or YM. That's the only thing I'm trading so far. Where's the text color? Oh, here it is. White. Oh, their US 30 is going lower. NASDAQ looks like it's going lower too. It looks like it kind of retested the opening range and now it's going lower, which is good. Good for the shorts. Alright, now I'm just going to do my screenshot. This is the 1 minute. What the heck? Okay. Insert image. And this image is going to be the same one for the one right below it. I swear, it's like I don't know how to use spreadsheets. I used to be really good at spreadsheets, and now it's like I can't even do things smoothly. Like, what the? Why is why is it not pasting? I'm gonna, oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna insert it manually. Okay, boom. Love coffee before session. Coconut water, okay. Yeah, I like taking electrolytes um before I trade. So I read or I saw a video that just said that everyone wakes up dehydrated and that a lot of people stay dehydrated throughout the day. And if you don't want to be like most people, you got to do things most people don't do. Most people don't take their electrolytes consistently every single morning. I mean, even me, I don't take it every single morning, but I try to. And honestly, I don't think it affects my training at this point. It doesn't. what what I would say what affects my training emotionally is like when it's that time of the month. Like the training is just different. And I know if you're a girl, like you would agree. You're just more emotional and you overthink more. I feel like I should make a video on it, like, because it's just is reality. Like when it's that time of the month and you're a girl, you gotta be very aware of it. Like if I lose, like I'm gonna be more emotional about it. So let me keep that in mind, and then that should help you not blow your account that week. you know. But yeah, no coffee before gym, just water. Yeah, same. I mean, even with like I tried taking what is it called pre-workout. Well, you know what? I tried taking pre-workout when like it was just once or twice. But I remember this one time I took pre-workout before my overnight shift and like I was just like tweaking, like my face was itchy. It wasn't it. It just wasn't it. So ever since that I'm like staying away from pre-workout. Don't really take it. The only type of caffeine I do drink is espresso, shaken espresso, or an energy drink like Celsius or what else is it called? Celsius or Alani's. Alani's are pretty good. Other than that, that's pretty much it. Oh, a warm coffee, like a black coffee with honey too. I like that. I like drinking black coffee like when I really gotta focus up. Or like when I have to edit a video or something, black coffee with honey. All right, well, that was it for me. I actually got to go grocery shopping. So, I'm going to call it a day here. Oh, their Nasdaq is breaking lower. Definitely going to take out Asian lows. I know a lot of people are targeting that. It tapped true day open, so that's cool. Technically, this was a New York reversal. Yeah. Asian, London, we're all going up. New York session goes down. Literally the same thing happened yesterday. Same thing. Asian, London went down. New York goes the opposite way. Does it happen every time? No, but it happens a lot. Happens a lot. And like I said, I think if a 5 minute candle closes below 870s on NASDAQ, I think it could go all the way down to 750. But yeah, I don't know about it now because it closed out rejecting it. So we'll see. It's also 10:20. We're almost an hour into market open, so you might see it slow down, or it'll slow down around, what is it called, lunchtime. But all right, guys, that was it for me. Any questions before I head out? Yeah, it was a good stream. Not just because I won the trade, but the analysis was pretty good. You know, analysis was good. Everything was chill. And we'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow's Wednesday. Usually Wednesdays are my least profitable day, so I'm gonna keep that in mind. But the plan's gonna stay the same. Alright, I'll see you guys tomorrow.